Hello, this is Keith with EveningShadowsTarot.com. If you'd like to visit my webpage, I have a link below this video. And I hope you will subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe and view my channel often. I try to do as many of these as possible. I've only been on YouTube for about 7 weeks, and as of today, I hope to have, before the sun goes down, downloaded 4 more, which will give me a total of 85. I try to download them and help you. Many of mine, some are games, and many are claim this reading. And this is one that's been my most popular, is claiming a reading. And that way you get it free, it doesn't cost anything. If you would like to have one, they're on sale for $19 now, and I'll do a personal reading. It'll be very private, and the key will be sent to you, and you can watch it over and over. But it will be a video, and using a live screen like this. Let's see where we're going to be led today. You know, I've shuffled these cards, and I depend on the cards. I often tell the story that I'll have a friend who's wanting a reading, and I know a lot about the friend, and they'll tell me what they want to know. And I haven't done the reading, but I will go ahead and start thinking about it, and I'll think, oh, I know the answer to this. I know what the cards are going to tell me. Do you know, it never tells me what I think it is. And what is strange, what I thought was going to be the reading is not the reading, and it doesn't even have anything to do with it. And the cards are always right, and I'm not, so I really depend on the cards. I have shuffled these. I go down several cards and pick out one. That way I work my way through here. Okay? Let's see what they're telling us now. This one has to do with victory. This is the 6 of Wands, you'll notice, and the horse is dressed in a beautiful blanket, and this one post wand is taller. It has a wreath of victory. So far, this shows it's about victory. So far, this person, if it happens to be you, man or woman, just because they're picture a man does not mean that it has to be a man. It can be a man or woman. Has been victorious in something. We always like to hear that. The next one is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen is understands what you're needing and your emotions, and is very patient, but will cut through with the truth, but not as abrupt as the King of Wands. She's easier to take. The news is sometimes abrupt with the King of Wands, and I personally prefer it to be a little gentler. This is next, more gentle. Page of Pentacles, and this is the page telling you about money and to be careful. Watch that coin. That's what he's saying. The next one is emotions, and this is a new beginning. It's 1 of Cups, and Cups represent our emotions, and sometimes our emotions get away with us, and it says this is going to change. So I think that it's telling us that this person is going to get their emotions under control and be able to face what's ahead in their life. The next one has to do with an illness, and you notice that it's 5 of coins, and this is a church, and there's a man and a woman, and they're both walking along, and they're crippled and in bad health. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that who this is about, that there's going to be illness. It could be the illness of our economy, the illness of a family situation, or of our emotions. But it can be physical illness also. The next one has to do, it's a good card. It's Four of Wands. And wands mean balance. You notice there's four, and there's always, usually four legs on a chair. It's balance. And this shows a happy family in the background, and they're celebrating, and a house, and balance. So that's a good thing. Start at the other end and work this way. We've got 6 cards down. This is a 12-card spread. This one is about swords and truth, and it's the 2 of swords. And if you'll notice, but here, see, they have a choice. It can be a man or woman, but the man or woman has a choice of 2 different things, 2 directions to go. And they're blindfolded, so they don't know which way to go. So this is something that's going to have to be decided for this person that this is about. This has to do with the King of Cups, and remember I talked to you about the Queen of Swords, and this is the King of Cups, and that has to do with emotions. And he's saying this could be emotional. The decision that you make be one that you vacillate between 2 different things. You don't know exactly if you're doing the right thing, and so think that through. Try to make the right decisions. The next one is Death, the Death card, and you'll see the horses here, and you see a skeleton with a knight armor on, knight's armor, and he's marching through. And oftentimes people get depressed. They think this means that they're going to die, or someone they love is going to die. No, it means the death to a habit. And whatever this is, probably has to do with this, the decision of something they're going to stop doing. And it's going to be for the better. Something they need to get stopped. The next one is the Hermit. And the Hermit spends a lot of time alone. You know, I majored in art in college, and taught school for about 10 years, and I found that when I did my artwork, I needed to be alone. I needed everyone out of my life. I needed to work alone without people talking, bothering me, and looking for truth in my artwork. And before I finished, I'm a senior assistant now, and a few years ago, I had never been able to do oil painting as well as I had wanted to. And I spent time alone, and I spent 6 months thinking about my art, looking at different art and their different techniques. And when I started back painting, I don't know what had happened to me in that 6 months. I think I might have said 6 weeks, but 6 months. And when that ended, and I was able to paint like I always wanted to paint. It was just remarkable. But there's time that you need to spend alone, and the Hermit does introspective. In other words, the person thinks about themselves and what they're needing. And I'm a firm believer in having some alone time. I have a friend that he's in high school. He couldn't stand to be alone, and he's that way now. And he can't spend 1 minute without people in his life. And I'm just the opposite. I needed to be alone and have time to think, contemplate. The next one has to do with an offer that's coming your way. And you will notice that this is the 4 of Cups. And the Cups is emotion, remember. And you'll notice that there's a man sitting under a tree, and he's just thinking. He's not doing anything. He's got his legs crossed. He's sitting under the tree in the shade. And there are 3 cups here, and a 4th cup, a cloud is floating by. That's symbolic. And handing him another cup. He's going to be offered He's going to be offered a deal. Something is coming his way, and he's ignoring it. And this is to remind you, do not, if there's something coming along for you, don't ignore it. Consider it. That may be when you need someone with you, a dear friend or a partner or a loved one that can sit and listen to you and help you make the decision. Troubled times are coming, I'm afraid. Now, our final card is not a good card. And it says there is catastrophe on the way. And I hate to hear that. I hate for that to be the last card. I'll put the cards up here. I'll turn them over because I don't want anything disrupting this, and the back card won't. This has to do with the tower, and lightning has struck. Catastrophe is going to strike. And you notice that there's a person jumping and another person jumping here. They're jumping to get out of the tower. So this is not a good thing. Whoever this is for, be very prepared about something that's going to happen. I don't know what it is. The cards aren't telling me. But it could be a shortage of money. It could be it's something that's not good. It could deal with his health problem over here too. I said that had to do with, I thought, with the economy, but it could be personal too. I have a feeling that it does have to do still with the economy and what's going to happen, not just to this person, but to all of us in America and in other countries. I don't believe it's going to be just limited. I hope this helps you. This shows that victory, the first card, is in the cards. That was the very first thing, victory. The last thing, the last card, was the tower showing catastrophe. Be prepared for something bad to happen. Get your emotions under control. You're going to have a choice up here. Think that over. A habit is going to end. Bad habit. You might need alone time. This shows love. So it shows that there's someone in your life, this person's life, who is very loving. And that does what that represents. Truth is part of it here with a sword. It's not a bad reading. It is a reading that life is not going to be perfect. Maybe there's going to be some changes, and that could be what this is, some major changes. I know that a large house, for example, let me use this as an example because this happened to me. About 20 years ago, I decided that I would retire, and I had worked hard all my life, and I wanted some time alone. And I bought a large house. I got it for a good price, and then I fixed it up, and it was just too large for me. The expenses were, the taxes here where I live, you would think we were in New York City. We have very high taxes for it isn't a huge city, but it is a nice sized city, and I love it. But something to be aware of is you might want to have a home that is cuts back on the utilities. And now I have a home. I sold that and bought another home, and it is about less than half that. It's about 1,600 square feet, and it's still too big for me. But think about this, and claim this is yours. Thank you so much for watching.